Well, hey there, all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome to another episode of the Age Groupies Podcast, part of the United WeCast Network. I'm Mike Ergo, and along with my co-host Lindsay and Hiken, we're here to talk to you about all things related to endurance sports from an amateur athlete perspective. We talk about how to have fun along the way and make our sports a little less intimidating. You can follow the show on Instagram at Age Groupies, join our Age Groupies page on Facebook, and look us up by name, Lindsay, Hiken, and Mike Ergo on Strava. If you have questions, comments, or topic ideas, feel free to email us, agegroupies@gmail.com. If you guys like the show, please leave us a rating and review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
I want to talk to you about UCAN Superstarch. UCAN is what I consume on the race course and for long or intense training sessions. Now, it's different than any sports nutrition out there because they use Superstarch. Superstarch is a complex carbohydrate that doesn't spike blood sugar, delivering a slow and steady release of glucose into the bloodstream. Stable blood sugar provides steady energy to both the muscles and the brain and controls cravings caused by blood sugar lows. I recently used this to complete the Pandemic Man 70.3 using only UCAN, and let me tell you guys, I was surprised by how well it worked. Pleasantly surprised. I didn't need to use any gels, anything, just UCAN. And I felt great. I didn't feel bloated, didn't feel hungry, didn't have any of those intense cravings I get on the race course a lot. So I want you to try it out too. Learn about why you should fuel the pursuit with UCAN and save 10% on all your orders by using the link in the show notes or entering the promo code UCANInspireMe at checkout. That's UCANINSPIREME at checkout. Thanks.
All right, guys, enjoy the episode. Let's get to it.
Hobbies?
Yeah. Lindsay, bonjour. How are you doing?
Hola. I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. I'm a little bit, a little bit down this week. I mean, I think we talked about depression recently, and I'm going through it. I had to get off Facebook.
Yeah,
I had to
Facebook is a depression feeder, that's for sure.
So you have graciously taken over the Facebook page completely because, at least for now, because I took the app off my phone. I could still get in there.
That's a good way to be.
Yeah, I mean, I can't right now. With all the stuff that's going on with the Black Lives Matter and election and stuff, I was overwhelmed earlier this week, and I just was like, F this. And then I don't know why I just edited myself because we swear on this thing all the time. But anyway, I was like, fuck this.
Yes.
I'm out.
Fuck this.
And because I realized I would wake up and look at Facebook and just get so angry and outraged. And I was becoming unable to live my life. And I'm like, I'm done. So, because I realized it's not like it's a news source. You know, I can get my actual news from an actual source instead of Russian hackers that are trying to upset me. Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly. Russian hackers who are sowing dissent on both sides to get each other, all of us Americans, to hate each other.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate that.
Yeah, I do too. And I was kind of disappointed because I had said on previous podcasts, I've always felt so welcomed by the triathletes at races and stuff. And that's true. That's absolutely true. But some woman who had friended me from the Women for Tri, group. So I don't know her personally, but she just, I saw this post of this rant about if you don't want to stand, if you don't want to stand during the national anthem, leave the country, this whole freaking thing. And I was like, there are triathletes who are assholes, ignorant assholes. So I was
it gets really weird.
It does get weird.
And I mean, I understand. Here's the thing is I understand people who want to stand. I stand for the national anthem. I like that. But I also respect the right of other people to do what they see fit and follow their conscience.
Well, yeah. I mean, the truth is that the taking a knee has nothing to do with supporting the military or not.
Yeah, not at all.
Or patriotism. It has to do with a peaceful protest to bring attention to a very serious issue. And they hated that. And so now there's actual protests and they don't like that. And it's like, at some point, you are going to take away all of our options. And history shows that when you've done that, usually the net result is not good, right? So what is it you
can
want?
get violent and you back people into a corner. Nobody wants that.
Right. So I just was like, oh, and it was the rant was about a bunch of stuff, but it basically, the overall arching message was, that people protesting shouldn't be protesting for Black Lives Matter. And I was like, I wrote this long ass response and then I was like, I deleted it. And I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to exit Facebook. so that's what I did. And then something really great happened, which is I had ordered a Castelli. I posted on the Age Groupies Instagram. I had ordered a Castelli jersey. Cycling jersey.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. And that came.
Yes. And it supports, purchasing it supports the Equal Justice Initiative. I'm not sure if you can still get it, but if you want to check it out, because the purchase of the jersey supports Equal Justice Initiative. And it's sort of like, hey, this is a way we're not taking a knee and we're not protesting. We're actually trying to get like legal reform in the within the justice system to sort of get rid of some of the systemic racism. So is that okay? Oh, an okay way of protesting for you guys? And so it came and I was like, it's beautiful. It's a Castelli.
Reggie Miller.
Yep.
He inspired that,
yes,
didn't he?
He did. Of course, Castelli, you know how it is. I ordered a medium and it's like size extra small. Because it's an Italian, a medium-sized Italian person from Italy, which apparently is an American extra small. So
it's a mediano.
Should be tight.
Yeah. Well, I have a Santini, and let me tell you, it fits if I breathe all the way in and just hold my breath.
So on the jersey, it has all these like hashtags BLM, and it has people's name, and it has like I can't breathe, and I was like, you ain't kidding, because this shirt is tight.
In more ways than one.
I'm like,
I can't breathe.
I'm really gonna get in touch with the feelings of some of these people when I got this jersey on. But
yeah.
So super excited about that, and I'm looking forward to wearing it at some point. Hopefully next 70.3 I can wear that during the cycling portion, and because your girl changes all of her outfits during an Ironman because I want to be comfy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I did that at Kona, and I understand, like, when you want to get through a race and you're not trying to podium, you're trying to finish, enjoy your race.
Right.
Like, enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna podium. The thing that is keeping me off of the podium isn't my slow transitions. Like, there's an additional few hours of gap between me and the podium. So why should I not put on cycling shorts and a jersey and be comfy? Like, why not?
It's like exactly. Now my time has, 2 minutes less, but I'm still in the exact same spot.
Right. I still came home
way off the podium.
567th place, so we're good. But yeah, so that's what was been going on. Just a little like emotional hangover this week from some of the anxiety and stuff. But I'm treating it by doing some of the things we've talked about here before, which is a lot of meditation. I'm just kind of laying low. I'm not doing a lot of workouts this week. I mean, just some hiking, yoga. I'm just like giving myself an opportunity to just chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what have you got going on?
Well, and this is kind of what we wanted to talk about this in this episode is, the things we do outside of endurance sports and triathlon to stay balanced. Yeah. And, just to recap my last week or so, yeah, I think I noticed the addiction coming out, looking at Facebook and Instagram, like just re-clicking, researching, what are people saying, what are people looking at, what are people posting, and has no bearing on my life a lot of times. I need to see it. So I've taken a little step back from checking it incessantly. And looked at what I want to be doing with my time. So one thing I've been doing with my time is spending some time with my kids. And not that I don't spend time with my kids, but spending a little extra time with them So we got my daughter a red-eyed tree frog. Have you seen these things?
No.
They are it's the frog that I think is part of the logo for National Geographic.
Oh.
But it's this crazy green and has just pure red eyes. Really pretty frog. So we got one, and my daughter named it Rainbow.
So cute.
So Rainbow lives in its really cool misted, heated habitat and eats crickets every single night.
Oh,
so
that's so cute.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm afraid of frogs because they'd be slimy and they'd be jumpy, which is creepy to me. But if I could look at it in its little misted habitat, like, humidified habitat, that would be cute.
Yeah, Rainbow needs no holding or anything. Rainbow's a look, don't touch kind of pet.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so when we first got it too, it was funny. I get it out of the box. It gives you that little. It's a miniature version of kind of like what vets have for cats.
Oh yeah,
that cardboard little box. And it hops out. I catch it. It hops out of my hand into my daughter's hair, and she has really curly, like Rapunzel, long curly blonde hair, and it gets tangled holding on to her hair like it's a big vine. So I was able to carefully get him or her and put it back in or put it into its new home.
Oh my God.
So it was almost a pure disaster because we almost had Rainbow getting eaten by one of my dogs.
Oh my God.
In front of all the kids. So didn't happen. Crisis averted.
You.
We are good. Yeah. Thanks.
So how old is your daughter?
She's 6.
Oh, so this is perfect. Perfect time to have a little frog named Rainbow.
Oh yeah, exactly. Run with a frog. Hopefully we'll live for many years and eat many crickets.
So cute.
And my son really wants a bearded dragon, which is another. You can hold those a little more.
Not if you're me.
Not if you're you.
No.
But they're not slimy. They're bigger lizards you can hold that don't bite. So he's telling people, I'm gonna get a dragon with a beard, and they're like, oh, what? And I have to tell them, oh, bearded dragon. They're like, oh, okay. Oh, I get it. Yeah. So we'll see when that actually happens, but it's not going to be this week.
Now, does the bearded dragon eat crickets too?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, crickets. And I think it eats, I think it's an omnivore, so I think it eats vegetables too.
Could it possibly eat red-eyed frogs if everyone got loose?
Ooh. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe. So, yeah, they would definitely not do very well in the same place.
Yeah, just keep them in the separate rooms.
Yeah, separate rooms, separate pens, definitely.
Right.
Yeah. But I've been spending a lot of my time with my kids going fishing, and that's been something that I have been, me and along with millions of other Americans apparently, because so many things are sold out at fishing stores. The same goes for like camping supplies. Mm-hmm. Like Americans are looking for stuff to do when everything else is closed. Mm-hmm. So I've gone back to fishing, and I've taken my kids. And I have this little practice fishing rod for both my kids at one time. Now my 3-year-old can use it. It's where you push a button and you cast out, but instead of a hook, it's the little rubber fish on the end of it. So you just reel that back in.
That's cute.
So yeah, so we went into the local pond and we're like casting that in and reeling it back in, and my son was really stoked about it. He's pretty good, and my daughter knows how to fully cast a spinning reel. Wow. Which is a little complicated because there's a few steps you have to do, and you have to hold the fishing line with your finger, or else it's unspools out of control. So she's got that down. Wow. And yeah, we're gonna go this weekend, probably as everyone's listening to this, up to my mom's house and do some fishing. So
sweet.
It's gonna be fun.
That's awesome. I used to fish when I was a little girl too, and I really liked it. My dad took me in Wyoming. There's a picture of me as a pretty young little pup, probably 4-ish, holding a big old trout that I got on my line. My dad had to help me reel it back in because it was huge, But yeah, I mean, what a cool thing to do with your kids. And then what about you? With like working out and stuff, are you being consistent? I mean, what do you got going on? Because
I'm consistent, but I can't find consistent time in the pool because how do you say in English? These reservations for pools are a motherfucker. Like, I can't get a consistent swim in to save my fucking life.
No shit. How do you say in English?
How do you say? Yeah.
This shit is this bullshit. That's how you say
Yeah.
it. Yep. I hear ya. I keep making them for like the middle of the day because it's the only time I can get, and then canceling.
Oh,
I've got
man.
one to cancel today because I got it, and now of course work scheduled. I mean, it's the middle of work day. It's not like right. So
I try to do it over my lunch break.
right.
Sometimes it doesn't work out. Like this Friday, I was like, oh, got a lot more shit to do. And so I had to cancel my. You know what really bothered me? And I haven't seen the opportunity in it yet. I've just seen it as a fucking problem. Is that they stopped doing swim reservations for 5:30 and 6:30 in the morning. The times when working people would be able to swim
So
at a pool.
they're just not open?
They're just not open now. One day a week they might be for 6:30, but I was like, that was a bummer because I got that last Friday and it was perfect because I'm up at 4.
Right.
I'm ready to go, but the pool isn't quite on my schedule, and I recognize that. But 5 o'clock, 5:30, come on.
So we do have early reservations. I don't know 5:30, but I think maybe starting at like 5:45. So we've got two things going on because we've got our masters group. So they actually only have the pool open for masters like certain times. So everyone else can't get a reservation, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But my masters is big, way bigger than the pool. Because normally we've got
that's
4
full.
times.
So they can run the policy a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. So because Tim Sheeper, he runs the pool for the city, but he also runs the Masters, so he gets to decide. But of course, we're in Silicon Valley, and what they do is they release the reservations a week in advance. So like at midnight. So tonight at like 12:01 a.m., the reservation for next Thursday will open up for the whole pool plus the Masters, right?
Nice.
So you could go in, but these Silicon Valley people are type A. So it's selling out by 12:15 a.m.
Yeah, when most people are asleep.
Or they may have, some of these people probably have designed bots because they're fucking tech people.
Yes, yeah, of course they have.
And so your regular person who's, not getting up in the middle of the night has no shot at getting a master, like literally no shot at getting a master slot.
Yeah.
So I haven't been committed enough to stay up yet and try to like hit the go button.
Yeah. When I learned they were doing that at 12 midnight, that bummed me out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think first thing in the morning, like 4 or 5, you get those early risers.
Right.
Maybe I'm just biased because that's me. But that used to be how it was for like fantasy football waiver wire when you wanted to get those players, pick them up for your team. Waiver wire open like at 3 or 4 in the morning. So you had to get up early.
Right.
But staying up late didn't help you.
Right. So that's, noon. 12 a.m. is not great. So my swimming has gone to hell.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I literally don't have any events happening like anytime, like in the foreseeable future. So who cares?
Oh, I felt it. Man, I was like, my shoulders are not as strong, at least in the way they need to be for swimming. My lats, like in some ways, other muscles in my shoulders have gotten stronger from weightlifting, but not the swimming muscles. That's for sure. Because I felt that, and I was tired.
Yeah, my team is doing one open water swim a week on Thursday nights, which would be great. And I did it once, and then I was in so much pain for a couple of days because I haven't been I'm not strong enough swimmer. I need to swim consistently in order to be able to swim open water without like severe neck pain.
I see. Yeah.
Like I need to do like 3 or 4 days a week in a pool so that I don't get out in the open water and kill myself. So for me, the 1 day a week open water isn't really great right now because I can't get the pool time.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, whatever, I don't even care. I will show up with my paddleboard and I paddle around when these people are swimming in my team.
So besides swimming, what kind of things do you do to find balance in your life that are outside of triathlon but still fun?
Other sports, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Or, other activities, I should say. I'm a physical person for the most part, so I like to do physical things. So I've been doing hiking, paddle boarding, more yoga, strength training. And for me, just mixing it up a little bit and trying different types of workouts and different like silly things, like did like some dance tutorials on TikTok, and just,
nice.
cause I like the physical stuff for the most part. So like, I feel like that helps me kind of let go of any expectations around endurance sports, to just be goofy, but
it sounds fun though.
Get moving still, but be good. And then I was thinking, like, I like a creative outlet, and really, I think for me, my creative outlet is around doing this podcast. It's currently not a job because you need to get paid for it to be a job.
You need to get paid to make it a job. Yes, that is true.
So this is more of a creative outlet, I think, for me. So
yeah, creative outlet / volunteer position.
Exactly. But we also call a passion project.
Passion project. Yes.
So I would say the podcast is something, just figuring out what we're going to talk about and doing our cover art and shooting off random texts to you about the podcast is like another thing. Meditation.
Oh yeah. Or
go ahead.
Every time I text you a picture of red vines that is at the store that I may or may not buy.
How could you touch the bag and pick it up to take a picture and not purchase it?
Oh, it's the same as you ever see Dodgeball, where Ben Stiller's character like touches the donut or the pizza and he shocks himself every time. Maybe it's kind of like that. But then I eventually cave,
Of course. So is that
You go to CVS enough times and you're gonna get it.
That's right. So are red vines your main way of getting balance outside of workouts, or what do you do?
They might be, yeah, red vines. But I have to say, I'm still a fan of the black vines.
Yeah.
I guess you know what? Here's when I'm really feeling awesome. I'll eat one of each.
Yes.
At the same time. That's the way to go. If you want to live large, you take two of those motherfuckers, a red one and a black one at the same time. Boom.
So you have the bag where they're cut up and they're red and they're black and they've got the vines and the ropes in there cut up.
Ooh, no. I need to find that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that bag in a few years, but Josh and I used to get that thing, num, because it was like black, red, and then the regular vines and then the thick ropes, but cut up too.
Yeah. See, I'm on either side of 200 pounds right now, so I'm trying to stay on the under. But yeah, that does sound tempting.
So fishing, working, doing some workouts. What else are you doing in your life to balance out everything?
I like to read. I like to, when I say read, usually it's audiobook, but I will dive into the self-help books. But then I realize, what if I just read something for fun? So I went back and I read Interview with a Vampire, and then the second one in that series. And then I'll find whatever sci-fi is going on that I can get from my local library and download it for free.
Oh, that's cool.
The best price.
Yeah, free is the best price. Yeah, audiobooks are great. I'm an Audible addict, and self-help books. I like what you just said. You're like, I read a book that's not, because I feel like I'm the same way. Like I'm drawn to those, but then it's not really giving yourself a break from everything.
No, it's not. And you know what? Tell me if you're like me. I'll read a self-help book and be like, wow, that was great. And before I can digest it and put anything into practice, I'll just find another one and read that. And I think that's how that is such a thriving industry of wellness and self-help. We should write our own self-help book.
Yeah.
And then write another one. And just like,
yeah, we can do a series.
Step 1, get up in the morning, make your fucking bed.
Book 2, eat some breakfast. I hear you. So You're a sci-fi kind of like, sounds like vampire-y, supernatural type book guy.
Yeah, and post-apocalyptic. I like that too. I haven't found a good one in a little while though. So
There's one called Pandemic that I'm actually listening to on Audible right now. You'd probably like it. Do you have Audible?
No, I don't.
This is perfect because they give you can give someone a free one if they don't have it as a trial. So I'll send this to you. It's a long ass book. It's like 15 hours. And it's
I like that. 15 hours is good length.
like spy, but then like evil organization is releasing the pandemic to like get rid of all these people. Like it's good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could get into
All right,
that.
I'll send that to you.
Perfect.
So books, and I agree. I think kind of what we're trying to say here is that doing things that have nothing to do with your main either job or your main like passion of sports is a good idea. Like,
Yes.
to just let it all go, not trying to make these incremental improvements all the time.
Yeah, like reading a book just for fun. That doesn't have to be an improvement or self-help book. If you're a person like us who's always trying to improve, you can read just for fun, just because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
You can do something just because you can enjoy it.
And the truth is, that is an improvement.
Yeah,
Like
completely.
giving yourself space to just be just like falling into stuff that is super like entertaining or comforting to you that has no quote unquote value is actually a valuable practice, I think.
Yeah, that is, because the more you take time to do things that are fun or engaging, that have no stake in, maybe, other than your own enjoyment, it makes you better at that thing you're trying to get better at, because you get a little break from it. A lot of times you get inspiration. Things will just pop up in your mind, ideas you've been tossing around for a while. So it gives you space, and I think that space is really important, especially now when we're trying to double down on the things we're good at.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm sure that there are people who listen to this podcast who are not this driving personality that you and I have. But I would say probably my observation of the endurance community is that a majority of the people are that driving personality, either type A or just a real like self-motivated kind of always trying to push the envelope type of personality. So for us, the practice, the hard thing is to calm down and not do the improvements, not be trying to like make a little correction, make a little bit of an incremental, whatever it is, in everything we do all the time. But if you're the opposite kind of person, I mean, there are people who are just like, hey, I want to chill 21st. My friend Amy, who's been on the show before, talks about how she's like basically a lay low and glow person. And she just, you know, just recently coming into endurance sports is the first time in her life that she's ever tried to like push the envelope. She normally is just like, I'm here, I'm chilling, I'm doing my yoga, I'm taking walks and looking at the flowers, and that's cool. But she's finding this other part of her. So for her, it's the opposite. But I would say most of us are driving personalities.
Yep. So the moral of the story is, Amy, most of us are the opposite of you. I had such a good time running at the hot chocolate race with her and talking. We're just kidding, Amy. We all love you.
Yeah. Well, no, she's like a spiritual teacher for me, because I watch how she can just like chill with something, and I'm like, wow. Because
it's pretty impressive.
And be completely okay with that. Like, no, I deserve to be kind to myself. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So, self-care is what it's all about. And bringing some balance to your life. And the pandemic's a great time to figure out these different things.
I agree. So can I offer a challenge out to our listeners?
Ooh.
I'd say a challenge for this week is to find one thing that you can do just for fun. Maybe it's something you've never done before. Maybe it's something you haven't done in a long time because you decided you didn't have enough time for it. Go do that thing one time this week.
Or maybe you think it's like too lowbrow and you don't want to, and you know, even though you secretly like it, like just as an example, I'm pulling completely out of thin air, has nothing to do with my personal experience whatsoever. Amy didn't get me addicted to this. You could watch a few episodes of Selling Sunset on Netflix, for example.
Oh, yes. My wife is deep into that.
Just garbage.
Yeah.
But, you know, something like that where you're just like, I shouldn't even be doing this. This is like so, but it's, you know, it's just a total mental break from reality.
It's good. It's good. Well, I think we've done it.
Yeah. I mean, hey. I think this is a good episode on how to chill. That's what we're doing here in the pandemic. We'll
yeah, chill the fuck out, everyone.
Yeah, I think we did it. All right. Well, we'll talk to you next week.
All right, everyone. See you next week.
Bye. Alrighty. That concludes today's episode of the Age Groupies Podcast with me, Lindsay Hiken, and my co-host, Mike Ergo. We really hope you enjoyed it. You can follow the show on Instagram at Age Groupies, join our Age Groupies page on Facebook, and look us up by name, Lindsay Hiken and Mike Ergo on Strava. If you have questions, comments, or topic ideas, feel free to email us at agegroupies@gmail.com. If you enjoy the show, please leave a rating and review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast, as this really helps us get more exposure while we try to grow this little venture. And of course, if you have friends you think might like the show, please be sure to share it with them. But for now, thanks for listening, and we will talk to you next week.